What is up, YouTube? Before we get started on this video, I'm going to extend a warning to you. If you're easily offended, can't take criticism, are closed-minded, or can't look at other people's points of views without having a complete and total meltdown, you're not going to enjoy this video. Nevertheless, if you're still seeking to further yourself down a spiritual path, then my advice to you is to continue watching this video, keep an open mind, and really examine yourself. I think you're going to get a lot out of it. It might be uncomfortable, but I promise you'll get over it. All right, take a deep breath. Let's get started. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be episode number 5, but it's going to be on the fourth principle, the principle of polarity. Okay? First off, before we get into this, I do want to extend a thank you. I've reached 50 subscribers, and while that might not seem like a big number compared to most YouTube channels, it is a number I'm extremely humbled by. 50 of y'all have decided you like my channel enough to subscribe and want to see more, and I'm truly humbled by that. So thank you guys very much. Okay, so polarity. What does polarity mean in reference to the 7 Hermetic principles? Well, the Kybalion begins its quote off with polarity by stating, everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. Now, due to the YouTube length restrictions that my channel currently has, I'm not going to get into the full description of what the Kybalion says about the principle of polarity, just because it is an extremely long definition, and there is other topics that I want to get to in this video that are going to be a little bit more important. But nevertheless, if you click down in the description below, I will provide a link to where you can read the definition from the Kybalion in full. When a person is polarized, they tend to lean heavily into a singular belief system. And now that singular belief system has an opposite belief system that is completely rejected in its entirety by the person who is polarized. So what is one of the biggest concepts of polarity that we can use to help illustrate what the Kybalion is talking about? Ding, 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 ring a bell? At least in the United States, in its current climate, politics is one of the biggest contributions to disagreement between people in our country. It's America's #1 boxing match, with the left-wing Democrats in this corner and the right-wing Democrats in this corner. And in today's climate, ladies and gentlemen, the gloves are off. You see what I'm talking about if you spend any amount of time on social media. Adults have reduced themselves to childish arguments and name-calling because a person either has conservative or liberal points of view. Now, polarization extends beyond just measly politics into all facets of life. Good versus evil, light versus dark, McDonald's versus Burger King, hell, even coffee versus tea could be a good example. How do you know if you are polarized? Chances are you're probably polarized. Everybody is polarized to an extent, and if you're not, you're dead. Let's do an experiment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a series of pictures. Now, do any of these pictures upset you? Congratulations, you're polarized. You have let a mere image in that exact moment control how you feel. Now let me ask you, do you feel free? Or do you feel like you're a slave to your emotions? Now, before we get on the wrong track, polarization in itself does have an opposite, and that's neutrality. So Nick, what are you saying? We have to completely disregard polarization and accept neutrality in 100%? No, absolutely not. Neutrality is stagnation, and stagnation is death. With neutrality, you completely subdue your emotions. There are no emotions whatsoever. And as we know, there is positive emotions in this world. Love, kindness, sincerity, truth, charity. Let's think of polarization in the form of the pillar system. Now, the symbol of 2 pillars has been found throughout history in different cultures and is most of the time noted in the representation of the astrological symbol Gemini, or in the tarot card, the High Priestess. Now for my brothers in the Masonic Lodge, here we have the two pillars that are in the porch of King Solomon's temple. And we know these pillars to be named Boaz and Yakin. Or if you study the Kabbalistic tree of life, you may refer to these pillars as the pillars of mercy and severity, representing duality or opposing forces of light and darkness. Now, if you dive deep into esoteric studies, you're going to learn the process of another pillar, the third pillar, what is commonly known as the middle pillar. Now, this middle pillar represents a middle ground or a balance between the pillar of mercy and the pillar of severity. So there's only one solution to this problem of polarization that we have, and that is we have to find a healthy balance. We have to find our middle ground. Understand that truth is perspective. And the more you let other people's truths influence your actions and how you feel, the more you're going to be a slave to a polarized world. Now, there are several things we can do to help kind of depolarize ourselves. One of the best things, in my opinion, to do is you find somebody with different viewpoints than your own for now and sit down with them and have an actual conversation. Not a debate, not an argument. Be sincere and ask, hey, could you explain to me why you feel this way? And then try and understand it from their point of view. You don't have to embrace their point of view, which is what polarization tells you not to do. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to understand it from their point of view. And that's it. Once we begin this interaction, our own viewpoints will begin to expand. And while we may not endorse their beliefs, we understand why they have them. If you find yourself offended by what somebody has said or posted online, ask yourself, how does it truly offend you? How does it truly hurt you? Did their post or opinions physically harm you? Did it really ruin your day? Also, for those who have become adept in meditation before finding my channel, there is a meditative exercise called the Middle Pillar Ritual. Now, this ritual is hermetic in nature. If you feel comfortable using Hebrew names of God as a mantra in your meditation, then this is a meditative exercise that you should really look at. And for those of you who say that you have to be a full-on practitioner of ceremonial magic to utilize the middle pillar ritual, that is false. You could debate me in the comments. All this ritual is a meditative exercise that will help depolarize your consciousness and help you expand your points of view. In closing, for all my Star Wars fans, after you understand this concept, this principle of polarity, I really urge you to go back and rewatch the saga. And what you're going to find is a lot of underlying truths that George Lucas put in the films. The light side, the dark side, the middle pillar with the gray Jedi. Alright guys, that is all I have time for today. But I do want to encourage you to keep watching the channel. My next video, I'm probably going to take a break from these 7 hermetic principles and go straight into a how-to guided YouTube style video of how you can start or begin the process of meditation. We're also going to bust a lot of myths of what meditation is and what meditation isn't. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please give me a like, thumbs up down below. Click the little bell down by the notifications so you can be notified of when my new videos do come out. And if you haven't subscribed, shame on you. Press that little subscribe button down there. Share my videos with your friends or family who you may think benefit from these topics that I'm talking about. Now that you guys have the basic foundation of mentalism, correspondence, vibration, and polarity down, we're going to start getting into more of the fun stuff. And I will continue on with the 7 hermetic principles, but we'll take a little break from them for now. Something to meditate on. In Return of the Jedi, Obi-Wan Kenobi says to Luke Skywalker, Luke, you're going to find that many of the truths that we cling to depend greatly on our point of view. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace, and may the Force be with you.